I'm back. We're leaving yesterday. We get up in the morning. I said to Amy, if the kids want to go swimming, let them go swimming. I'd like to get a video. I said, I think I'll just give everybody one run through because we didn't have a great week, right? That's not lost on me. It was so cold here. I felt bad posting videos to begin with, but it was so cold here that there was a few days the horses didn't get out of the barn, so there's no training hard of the babies. I wanted to train some today because they'd missed enough time. They jogged on Saturday, so I wanted to go with them today. What are you doing here, fella? Okay. So I wanted to get back. In my mind, get up in the morning, kids go to swim, I go do my video, sit down, have a drink, catch the bus. I think we had to leave for the airport around 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then fly home, right? If we luck out, maybe we get there a little bit early. You never really luck out when it comes to the airlines, right? The flight, I think, went off a couple of minutes late. Not a big deal, so I'm thinking, all right, we're gonna get to Toronto at 9 o'clock. Then we have to go get the dog and then go back to Ohio. Oh my God, we're not gonna get home until 2:30. I was wrong. We're coming in, final descent, coming into I'm not paying attention, I'm watching something or doing something, and I feel the plane start to go down and then take off again. Do you blow the runway? What the hell's going on? I flip open the blind. Now, Ollie loves planes. Many of you maybe don't know that. He loves planes. I flip open the blind, he goes, must have been a plane slow on the runway or something. He said had to be on the runway. He's got this little flight simulator game he plays. He loves it. So I'm like, trying to figure out. To me, I know it's not something serious. Obviously, we would have heard if it was serious. But there goes 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. You have to ascend, get back in line, now land. It's not an easy thing to do. If we're really unlucky, there's somebody else at our gate. I've had that happen. So I'm a little perturbed, a little frustrated. Captain comes on. He's so proud. Captain comes on, he goes, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. There was a plane moving a little slowly on our runway to get out of the way, so we had to circle around. He looked at me and goes, told you. So I'm a little frustrated. We land. It takes 30 minutes. Finally land. It's like, do you ever land and then you're taxiing to your gate and it just feels like you're driving across the province or state, like you've been driving forever? It's like an 8 to 10 to 12 minute taxi. And then we get to the gate. Now, of course, because I love my wife, I opened up my Starbucks app. I know there's a ton of Starbucks in the airport, but it's 9:45. Our entire thing is shot. My wife's way ahead of everybody. She's already called the lady, asked her if she wanted to stay over one more night with Cruz, right, Danielle? She said, no problem, I'd love to. Here anyway, don't worry about it. So we don't gotta fit. This is why I'm driving Amy's vehicle, because the dog doesn't go in my vehicle. He doesn't fit in it. He's going in the back of this one. So not only am I going to Ontario right now, we'll talk about that in a minute, but I have to bring the dog back with me. So, open my app. There's 3 Starbucks. They're all in the terminal. But we're not going in the terminal, right? You're going to security, through security again, right? You're going through immigration. So as I get off, there's a worker there. I said, are any of these Starbucks on our way to immigration? He goes, no, sir. There's nothing on the way to immigration. You'll not be able to see a Starbucks for the rest of the night because you're not going to get back in. Go through immigration. That was quick. That was super speedy. Well, we all have Nexus. We went through, did the automated thing, just walked right through. It was awesome. Everything's going according to plan. Look at our watch. Geez, Amy's fixed the dog problem. Might still be able to get there at 2 o'clock, 2:15, something like that, which sounds terrible, but Not the end of the world. Kids kind of had to be in school, right? They missed last week. Last week was their first week back from Christmas vacation. But this is when Jamie and Curtis had planned the vacation. No problem. It's my family and our friends. It's not the end of the world, but they got to be in school on Monday because they have Friday off. The baggage took 4 days to come off that air. It was like literally one person was taking one bag at a time off the airline. I'll tell you what, 35 minutes minimum waiting for our bags. Maybe more. I might be nice about it. The only reason I wasn't boiling over, I was watching the NFL game on my tablet. We walked. The only thing that saved us at all. We're on the tipping point now. Now it's like we're not getting home till 3:15. At some point there has to be a realistic line. That point of no return. Walked out of the airport. Shuttle bus was right there for park and fly. If any of you have ever flown out of Pearson, you have the little parking lots, the sub parking lots you can park at. They're off-site. They taxi you there when you're on a bus. Jump on the park and fly. Punched in the code on the phone. Car's ready. Scan the thing. Pay it. Go out. That was a breeze. Whoever is in charge of park and fly, for the love of God, put a bid in to run the luggage department at Pearson Airport. It was insanity. We're on the road. It says 3:18. Estimated time of arrival. ETA in Brunswick, 3:18. We're not even at a park and fly, and Addie is out cold. Ava is curling up like a cat behind me. Ollie is resting his head. They're all going to be out cold in a minute. So really, I just have to ask myself, are you okay to drive 4 hours and 50 minutes through the middle of the night to get back to Brunswick? Or do you just want to go to Guelph? Well, there's an elderly lady sleeping in her bed in Guelph, so that's not gonna work. You know what? Let's go. I made it no problem. Breeze. Pull in. 3:08. Which is shocking. We should have made up more time, but at that time of night at the border, there's no Nexus line. There's only one line. It had 10 cars in it, and they must have had, the new guy running the line checked everybody's trunk. Stop, turn your car off, open your trunk. Come on, man. You had 3 kids asleep. You think we're muling coke across the border? Turn your car off, open the trunk. Okay, he was nice enough about it. He said, he almost gave me that I'm sorry to do this look, so maybe he had to do it. Maybe it wasn't him. Looked in the trunk. Of course, all the luggage fell out. All the luggage fell out. 10, 15 cars behind us. They had to put all the luggage back in, close the thing, leave. So 3:08 or something we got there. Everybody was up at 7 o'clock. Everybody. Dragging their butts, brushing their teeth, get dressed. We all got to Starbucks first, though. And then dropped the kids off at school, 7:45. Got there. Amy and I get to the barn. We don't really know what's shaking on Monday morning. What do you got? What are we looking at here? We didn't even know what the temperature was till we were on our way there. I thought this week was supposed to be bitterly cold. It's coming, but it's not here yet. -1, 31 degrees it was today at the barn we got there. It's 28 right now at 3:30 in the afternoon. No empty commercial vehicles. I don't even know what that means. So it wasn't a bad day. I went with a number of horses today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horses I went with. Amy went with me. We did train a couple that I saw they weren't head and gone yet, or they weren't out on the floor. I said, hey, I'll go with that one. I'll go with that one. I want to go with those 2. Amy, you can come with me with this one. And then, they were getting them all ready. Arrowhead Hanover needed somebody to jog them, so I went and jogged him. My God, he's turned into a polite horse. Chuck's done a great job with him. First week back with the 3-year-olds are all fresh, right? Full of kind of piss and vinegar. bouncing around and then being a little rowdy. And he was that way too, just feeling good. Now he's settled in. Perfect today. Behaved himself, jogged great. I was happy with him. But I guess I have to rewind behind all this debacle. I'm sorry for those of you who are waiting for your update from last night's races. You had to waste 10 minutes and 15 seconds listening to me talk about Starbucks and flyovers. Buzzing the tower. Not much to talk about. I'll run through it quick. I didn't want to bring you an update last night at 3 o'clock in the morning, or at any time leading up to 3 o'clock in the morning. Wasn't really in the mood to do it. And not a ton to talk about. I was pleased with Greatest Ending. I thought he raced good. Great job by Brett and Stacy, starting to come around and get himself into shape. I thought when that guy cornered him down the backstretch, he might, put up the old white flag. But he did not do that. He fought right tooth and nail, actually, right to the wire. And I know there's going to be people out there saying, tooth and nail, come on, he's an expensive horse. You have to understand, we're all aware that Greatest Ending has slid a little bit, maybe quite a bit. But you still got to go out there and race. And there's no walkovers. Nobody's giving you anything in this industry. So he did go out and race well. He did fight all the way to the wire. And I'm not going to fault him because he didn't get the job done or because he's not in the open, because he's not crushing everybody. No. He raced well. That's the way it is. Save America did not. JK Victory did not. Rock Shining Star a little flat, but beat by 3 horses. One of them standing stud. Carbine was and may still be standing stud. The horse that beat us for third is coming out of the open, and the horse that won it. That horse Nicholas Beachman, a nice horse. If I'm not mistaken, he's got a mark like 47. He's a good horse. Maybe in his twilight a little bit, but still a good horse. So Rock Shining Star raced good to be 4th. JK Victory went out, touched his ankle. I was worried when I saw him put that first step in. He's got every so often, he'll touch that ankle right there. I don't want to put big, bulky boots on him, since he rarely ever touches them. You watch him pace, you'd say there's no way he'd ever hit his ankle. Just once in a while, he'd get out of gear, touch that ankle, and he did. But I told you guys in the video, Jason told me how well he trained. Scoped good, coming in sharp. Thought he was great. Scoped him after. Mucus. That's how quick things can change. 72-hour window, you can go from that horse is awesome to that horse sucks. All in 72 hours, just from a little virus, just from a little bug. It happens. All the time. It happened last night. Horse pace 54, come 29 seconds. That was enough to garner 9th or 10th. I knew as soon as he 2 steps out of the gate when, like last week, he come charging out of the 9-hole. Well, this week, there's no charging. And there was no 9-hole. He didn't get off the gate well at all. Scope. End of story. You already know what happened. Next guy. Save America. Now, a lot goes into this. Jason had told me just this morning that the day he won at 50 for Brett, he was making a little noise pulling up. Now, a little noise can be something. It can be indicative of nothing. It's just something you have to treat. Or it can be foreshadowing. It could be something a little more sinister at play. You saw worst case scenario. No, worst case scenario is bad. Almost worst case scenario is what Delicious Stone DK went through. He's on his way back now and getting ready soon. The mechanics in the throat, really, you can't run your car without a carburetor. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know how big it is. I don't think it's very big. Without it, car doesn't move. No gas, no car. No tank, no car. Radio? Get by without a radio. But not the major things. When you're talking about the mechanics of a throat, no throat, no breathing, no horse. Simple as that. So, what are we hearing? Is it sometimes you'll have a little laxity, they say, on one side of the palate. Patrick the Piranha's always had it. I believe Spitfire has it a little bit. It just as it sounds. It's a little bit lazy on one side. And the air going over there, I assume you can hear a little whistle, maybe a little noise with the horse. You really have to grab into the horse and you get them all coiled up. It can really shut their air off easily. Scope Save America last night really let go of the last 16th. I said he looked a little short, could have bled, might have been a little sick. Scoped him, redness on his throat, and a few little what the veterinarian called ulcers, or blisters. I've never heard it quite put that way before. Blisters in his throat. I'm going to need Starbucks on my way to a Mohawk. It's got to be right now. That's what I'm going to do. So, blisters in his throat. Okay, it's a new one. Don't hear that very often. Redness, irritation, let's call it that. So both those two horses are going to miss next week. Save America, we got clean it. It's an easy fix. There's no structural issues with Save America's throat today. Doctor stethoscoped him again just to make sure there was nothing sinister going on there. And even he didn't mention any laxity, any laziness. He did mention the irritation, the redness, the soreness. Usually the throat solutions the vets give you, they usually have a 4-day withdrawal, 3-day withdrawal, a very mild cortisone in there just to clean that area up. Miss next week, get that area nice and comfy, and right back at it with Save America. JK Victory did touch that ankle, but it wasn't bad. Dr. Tessa looked at it today, said it's not bad at all. We just need to tune him up a little bit, let him get over the virus, do a little vet work on him. He's going to miss next week also. Greatest ending, I thought, as I said, all things considered, not knowing the history. You didn't know the history of where we got him, what we paid for him, what we expected him to be, what he was, what he wasn't, wouldn't be a big deal. But it's safely filed under, it is what it is. I thought overall he raced pretty good, and quite frankly, I wasn't disappointed. I thought it could have went a lot worse. I think that's the best way to put it. It could have went a lot worse, and I think you'll agree. So not a bad day yesterday. A great day today. I was super happy. Capistrano Nights, Amy went with, and Amy said, she's squirrely, right? She didn't realize, it didn't dawn on her that Gorgeous Package and Capistrano Nights were by Leather Up. They're both by the same dad. I said that to her today. She goes, oh my God. She was saying, this thing is a goofy filly. Like, she's super squirrely. And she didn't really want to go with her. I kind of asked her, can you go with that filly? I want to go with this horse. I want to go with Leland Hanover. Can you go with the filly? Oh man, she looked very good. Looked like a little race car. Much better. I said, how was she? She's still goofy. I said, but better? She goes, admittedly, she was much better than she was the last time I went with her. And she goes, I don't know what she'll be. She's slick. I said, well, it's just how the last filly, almost to a T, how you described the filly last year. She goes, what filly? I said, Gorgeous Package. She goes, what's Gorgeous Package have to do with this horse? I said, they're both by Leather Up. She didn't know that. She goes, well, they are almost identical. And my commentary throughout the year has been almost identical of the two fillies. Leland Hanover was good again. Really happy with him. He's pacing good now. I want to start letting those hobbles out. I looked down. I said, that's a tight old set of handcuffs we got on the big colt. She goes, I was going to say they look a little tight. I said, we had to get him gated, but he's gated now. We're going to have to start letting those out. And that's exactly what we're going to do. My name is Swaney. I went a mile and 2:48 with her. Steering much better now, old Swaney. What I did notice today was there was a lot of corks broken off a lot of horses. So I had a discussion with the veterinarian, or with the blacksmith this morning. Enos, always good to talk to. I said, Enos, you gotta do me a favor, buddy. There's some super cold weather coming. I'm gonna need you to make bigger corks, and they gotta be a little thicker. They gotta be, just pretend we're going to race them on the ice. Because this track is going to be like that. Every track around here is going to be like that for the next little while. So he said, okay. He had to shoe Swaney today. He said he did the front of her, couldn't get the back of her because she was acting up. They're babies, and sometimes you're just better off to wait until a couple of people that are familiar with the horse are there, so they're comfortable, you're comfortable, and nobody gets hurt. So my name is Swaney. Trained great this morning. It was the first time I'd gone with her in a training setting where I went out not just to go a mile to see how she seemed, but go out to go a mile with her, go a training mile with her. Today was the first day I had done that. And maybe since the first time we got her. And I was really, really pleased with what I saw from my name is Swaney. Hell of a job right there. Really happy with her, 2:48. But most importantly, if you watch all her videos, wander all over the place, super green. Not today. She did her work today by herself, nonetheless. Straight as an arrow. Neuromancer, I continue to talk this horse up. I got to be honest. I don't want to overstep. I just really like the horse. I like everything about him. He's got those hind feet. It's super concerning that he had quarter cracks behind. 1, 2-year-olds don't generally get quarter cracks. 2, they don't get them behind. So is there something that was bothering his feet before? I'm not sure. We put a window bar back on that foot. I trained him today. It bled a little bit. You'd never know it. Years up, playing around, all by himself, and absolutely laser focused on his training. It's like he knew. It's like a 3-year-old that you brought back in. That's what he looks like. He's a good-looking colt that does his work well, and I was super impressed with him today. Royal Duchess, she is not a beautiful filly. She's got an ugly way of going. She bumps along a little bit. She touches a knee when she's going fast. I'm hoping that will dissipate. There's only 2 ways that can go. When you go really fast with them, they either hit it really hard or they stop hitting it most times. You get them pick once in a while, but I don't think, she doesn't come right, drive right into it. She just kind of bumps off it. So we're working with her shoeing to get her good. But what I like about her, what I love about her, is when she's trotting, one, she does have speed. She can go. She's fast. And when she touches that knee, it's almost like she leans into her head check. She's like angry of what she just did, disgusted with herself with what she just did, and she just takes off. And you just got to talk to her a little bit, right? She likes her work, though. I like going with those horses, right? Not the same as the horse Tavion that we sold. His gait just, it fell apart. There was a lot of wasted movement in his gait. And I just felt like when he sped up, one, he might get lost in his own gait, if that makes any sense to you, and two, he would just start to interfere. That's what I saw from him. Nice horse, and he might grow up out of it. I don't see him being a super productive 2-year-old at the very least. If he's a nice horse, I think you might see his name surface as a 3-year-old, a nice overnight horse, or minimal stake horse of some sort. And again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll go out and win every stake race and set a world record this year. I have no idea. But just when I look at him, as I said, we talk about efficient and inefficient gaits. His gait looked a little inefficient to me, and reminded me of horses. And every time I thought to myself, hey, that gait reminds me of so-and-so. It wasn't a good horse. So it gave me a little bit of a complex when it came to with Tavion. So that is why he went by the wayside. But when I look at Royal Duchess, I can't speak to her gait and how efficient or inefficient it's going to be. She's a trotter, and she will trot, and she can pick up speed, and she can carry her speed. She does interfere a little bit. Can we mitigate that? And that's going to be my challenge to myself as we move through the winter into the spring. That's what I love. Trying to see and recognize issues and weaknesses, and then work on them so that those horses can polish those inferiority, those inferior traits up, so that they become useful horses. That's what I like. I love the puzzle, and Royal Duchess certainly is front and center, and will be likely throughout the winter. So that's what took place today. Look, I turned a nice little update in 23 minutes. I'm right back at it. Really happy with what I saw in the barn today. Hopefully happy with what I see tonight at Mohawk. I'm just checking to see if we have any other horses other than our boy Dreb in tonight. I don't think we do, but I want to make sure for certain. No, just Drebin. Tomorrow we got Watch Your Mouth and Trevino on green. I'll be excited to see him. I don't think you're going to see a killer mile from him. I think you're going to see him. I'd like to see him be productive. That's what I would like to see him do. Just show me something. Finish up good. Get in the hunt. Show me a little hunger. I don't think he's going to do his best work in a half. I'd like to see him over the meadows a few times. And if he really starts to come alive, well, you know what? You can always go back to where he's supposed to be to begin with if we think he's going to be a Mohawk type horse. But I think there's still quite a wide berth between that narrative, the start and finish of that particular narrative, and Watch Your Mouth, just looking for a good race out of him. So that's what's up. I'm right now in Erie, Pennsylvania, about to a little stop. I'm gonna get some right now. Make my way to Mohawk. I got lots of time. It says I'm getting there at 6:50. Of course, there's going to be traffic on the QEW, but I've actually, for once in my life, given myself a lot of time. So I'm going to take that time. Make my way to Ontario. Wish me some luck. I'm wishing you, all my partners, some luck with Drebin tonight. He's in a decent spot, just looking to see how he feels. I saw how he looked the entire month of December. He was amazing. Made that break, lost a shoe, made a break in his last start. Let's see how Drebin looks tonight. Take care. I will talk to you all tomorrow. I might give you a quick update on the way home, depending on how he does, of course. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Not the chilly day I thought it was going to be, but rest assured that cold snap, it is on its way. Take care.